We have a book haul. We have a book haul. I broke my book buying ban. Not that I was very severe about it, but I was trying my best not to buy a lot of new books unless it were new releases or really interesting books that I could not find at the library or through Libby because it was taking so long. But I decided to break my book buying ban and kind of splurge a little bit. So we have a couple books from Amazon and then from the book outlet. And then I think that's pretty much it. I think that's where I got all my books this time around. But yes, so without further ado, if you're new here, my name is Vanessa. Welcome. If you're not, welcome back. Welcome to the channel. Let's get this show on the road and see all the books that I got. All right, so let's talk about the books that I ordered from Amazon. I ordered mainly series from there. I could not wait any longer. Those books are so popular that I could not find them available in my library or on Libby. It was taking so long to become available that I was like, that's it. I'm going to bite the bullet and go ahead and order from there. So the first couple books that I ordered are Golden Sun and then Morning Star by Pierce Brown. And those are the next two books in the Red Rising series. I read this one in a vlog and I really enjoyed it. It blew me away. I don't know if it's considered fully fantasy or if it's sci-fi, but whatever that genre is, I am absolutely obsessed. I love the character. We are following Darrow, and he is living in a world where Earth is basically falling apart, and there's different people that are referred by their race, I guess by colors, but it's not the standard colors in our world, even though I think it does play into that. There is the reds that are considered the lowest caste, and then we have greens, I think they are the technology people, and then the grays are the policemen, and then bottom line there's different colors, but we have the gold, and they are considered the creme de la creme in terms of human beings. They are the best, and the golds are out here trying to make sure that Mars is ready for the rest of the colors to come along, but the reds are the one getting the brunt of the work done, and they're being told that they are tougher, they are more resilient. So they went ahead and they are mining Mars and to get more of this mineral that is going to help terraform Mars so that it can be livable for the rest of the world. And so they live underground in Mars. And then something happens very sad early on, and Darrow is basically realizing that not everything is as it seems, and it basically started a whole chain of events that blew me away, unexpected, not what I thought this story was going to be, and I definitely want to continue the rest of the story, so I can no longer wait. So I went ahead and ordered those, so can't wait. I heard that this was supposed to be a trilogy early on, so those are the first 3 books in the trilogy, so I'm gonna follow up with that, and then I think there's more books, and there's actually one coming up this year, I believe, so we'll see. But yeah, so those are the first books. I went ahead and ordered the Hunger Games series, the first initial trilogy. I have watched the movies, I believe, a while back, the first movies, and I don't remember much. I do know that I really enjoyed it, but with every book that's coming out lately, I am feeling like I'm left behind, and I just want to read these books for myself. I know that they are supposed to be YA, but I think I'm still going to enjoy it. I don't think I need to give you guys a summary of what the Hunger Games are. Everyone should know, but I just want to read the books for myself this time around and then move on to the couple books that have been released recently. So yes, so this is what we have. And then I also ordered Lightark by Alex Astor. This is another YA fantasy that I've been hearing a lot of things about it. So when I first joined BookTok, everybody was talking about Lightark and really not saying a lot of good things about it. At least wherever I landed on BookTok, all I heard were really negative things about it. And so it really deterred me from reading the books. And then now that we're on the 3rd book, I believe, I'm only hearing good things about it. A lot of people are saying this is really, really good. And people that I actually trust their opinions, at least now that I've dived more into book talk, I feel like I have similar reading styles to some other people, or booktubers that I have similar reading styles to, now are raving about this book. So I was like, you know what? Let me give it a chance. I didn't order the entire series just in case I actually don't enjoy it, but I ordered this one. And from what I'm gathering, so let's read the back. Welcome to the Centennial. Every 100 years, the island of Lightark appears for only 100 days to host a deadly game, where the rulers of 6 realms fight to break their curses and win unparalleled power. Each ruler has something to hide. Each curse is uniquely wicked. To break them and save themselves and their realms, one ruler must die. To survive, Isla Crown must lie, cheat, betray, even as love complicates everything. Interesting. So every ruler has a curse, or every realm has a curse. I thought that it was like a curse on all 6 realms. So they each have their own curse that they have to break. That's even more fantastic because now we have to figure out what each curse is. So that's very interesting. And then the final book that I ordered from Amazon is The Prison Healer by Lynette Noni. So this one, I've been hearing a lot of great things about it. It's a Finnish trilogy. People really, really enjoy it. I do believe this is also YA, and I think the premise of it is quite interesting. So I wanted to start it and see what this is all about. So 17-year-old Kiva Muridin has spent the last 10 years fighting for survival in the notorious death prison Zelendov, working as the prison healer. When the rebel queen is captured, Kiva is charged with keeping the terminally ill woman alive long enough for her to undergo the trial by ordeal, a series of elemental challenges against the torments of air, fire, water, and earth, assigned to only the most dangerous of criminals. Then a coded message from Kiva's family arrives, containing a single order: don't let her die, we are coming. Aware that the trials will kill the sickly queen, Kiva risks her own life and volunteers in her place. If she succeeds, both she and the queen will be granted their freedom. But no one has ever survived. With an incurable plague sweeping Zelendov, a mysterious new inmate fighting for Kiva's heart, and a prison rebellion, Kiva can't escape the terrible feeling that her trials have only just begun. Oh, this is interesting. I feel like I want to pick this up immediately. This is good. This is good. I'm going to set this one apart because I feel like I want to pick this up immediately. Okay, let's move on to the books that I got from Book Outlet. Okay, so the first book that I ordered from the Book Outlet is The True Love Experiment by Christina Lauren. And I heard amazing thing about this book. I do think that it is part of an interconnected series. I think I have one of the other books, which is The Soulmate Equation. I haven't read that one yet, but I really wanted to pick up this one because it had like a really good deal on it. I think I got it for like maybe $7 or something like this. So I was like, I'm going to pick this up immediately just to be on the safe side because a lot of people really enjoyed it. So in this book, it looks like Felicity Fizzy Chen is lost. Sure, she's got an incredible career as a beloved romance novelist with a slew of bestsellers under her belt, but Fizzy hasn't ever really been in love. Worse still, the optimism she spent her career encouraging in readers is starting to feel like a lie. When Connor Prince III, a documentary filmmaker and single father, is ordered to create a reality TV show by his profit-minded boss, he is out of his element and concerned for his professional reputation. Desperate to come up with a hook, he finds the perfect solution after an encounter with his ex-wife's favorite author. What if he could show the Queen of Romance herself falling head over heels for all the world to see? Fizzy quickly picks up on Connor's disdain for her genre and gives him a hard pass, unless he agrees to a list of intentionally impossible terms for casting contestants. When he surprisingly accepts, she decides to take it as an opportunity to rediscover the joy they've both been missing. Starring in Connor's show is Fizzy's chance to finally step into the role of a romance heroine. But when the lights come up and all eyes are on her, it turns out her happily ever after might just lie behind the cameras. Okay, well, that makes sense. That makes sense that based on this whole description, that Connor is the love interest, but we'll see how that plays out. Okay, like that one. I also found a really good deal on One True Loves by Taylor Jenkins Reid, and the only book that I've read by her is The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo, and I really enjoyed it, and a lot of people love all her other books, so I was like, you know what, let's give this one a chance. I haven't heard a lot of things about this one, but I was still intrigued, so I'm not going to read the entire back because I do believe that Taylor Jenkins Reid is one of those authors that I want to go into her books completely blind. And so in this one, the only part that I'm going to read is this part, which is a breathtaking new love story about a woman unexpectedly forced to choose between the husband she has long thought dead and the fiance who has finally brought her back to life. Drama. That sounds like tea and drama. I'm ready for this one. Okay, this book I have been seeing everywhere and everyone has been raving about it and loving it, so I had to pick it up. It is The Love of My Afterlife by Kirsty Greenwood, and I already know the backstory for this one. It's basically this woman who dies unexpectedly, and while she's in line in heaven to get processed, I guess, she meets this hunky guy and they start talking and they hit it off, and she's like, okay, maybe heaven is not gonna be this bad because I have this little hottie here and we can get together. And then unexpectedly again, because I mean, this girl must be the most unlucky girl ever, they say that the guy died by mistake and that he needs to be sent back to Earth. So she's like, ugh, like, okay, she, her chance is ruined again. And then come to find out that they give her this option is that if she can go back to Earth, but she has to find a way to find the hunky guy. And if she does, then they can both remain. But if she doesn't, then she'll basically die for real. So I think this is what this is about. So that's interesting. I want to see how this all plays out. I guess this is gonna be considered kind of like magical realism a little bit, or maybe it's not, but this sounds really, 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 really interesting. So the next book that I picked up is When I Think of You by Maya Ariel. I think that's how you pronounce the name, not sure. To be fair, I have not heard anything about this book. I have seen it in recommendations, but never know what the plot is about. So let's see together what this is about. Kalia Wilson has paid her dues, but endless days behind the reception desk at a flashy film studio have only pushed her movie-making goals further out of reach. That is until a surprise reunion presents an opportunity that could make her career or break her heart a second time. 7 years ago, Kalia whirlwind college romance with Danny Prescott crashed and burned. While her career has stalled, his star is on the rise. So when the hotshot director reappears offering her a job on his next major production, it's a shock to her system. Working with Danny may reignite the passion and promise of their film school days, but trusting him again won't come as easily. Despite their complex history, the pair soon rediscover a creative synergy that breaks down their emotional walls, opening up the possibility of a true connection. But when Hollywood politics and scandal threaten to sink the production of her career, Kalia may have to risk everything to do what's right, even if it means letting go of the second chance love of a lifetime. Interesting. The cover though, stunning. I love this cover. It is so beautiful. Okay, so that's another book. So the next book that I picked up is The Nanny by Lana Ferguson. Now this one, guys, I have to admit, I am a little scared. I'm a little scared because I read The Fake Mate by the same author and I wasn't really a fan. It wasn't bad, but it just wasn't good. You know what I mean? I just didn't find anything that hooked me. It was one of those romances that I'm only going to say that I remember it because of the werewolf aspect of it. So that makes it interesting compared to the other romances. But if you take out the werewolf part, there's nothing about that romance that was like memorable. I don't know. Let's not get into it. Let's focus on this book. Okay, so I decided that I'm going to give her another try because I did like the writing. I just didn't like how that romance was executed. But this one seems to be different. So from what I gather, because I've seen this going around and a lot of people have said great things about this one, we have this girl who has kind of like an OnlyFans account, and then he is one of her biggest supporters, and then she knows him but he doesn't know her per se, and I don't know how that happens, but then she ends up taking a job as the nanny for him. And I think, from there, like a romance ensues. I don't know that he knows immediately that she is the OnlyFans star that he's been a big fan of, but she knows that he is her biggest supporter. Or is it vice versa? Either way, I think at one point they discover that they have a past and a history. And I know this one is still going to be spicy, but I do like the single dad trope and the nanny trope. And I want to see how that whole element of the OnlyFans kind of like play into their dynamic. I'm going to give her another try. So let's see if this is going to disappoint me. If this one doesn't play out, this may be my last Lana Ferguson book. We'll see. Okay, now we have a Biothread by Lucy Score. I have been really enjoying the Lucy Score books that I've been reading, so I thought let's go ahead and add to my collection from Lucy Score. So in this one, we are following Dominic and Allie. I got her fired. Okay, so I'd had a bad day and took it out on a bystander in a pizza shop. But there's nothing demure about Allie Morales. She proves that on the first day of her new job, which just happens to be in my office, and I can't fire her because it's my mother, the CEO who hired her. So maybe her colorful, annoying, inexplicably alluring personality brightens up the magazine's office that have felt like a prison for the past year. Maybe I like that she argues with me in front of the editorial staff. And maybe my after-hours fantasies are haunted by those brown eyes and that sharp tongue. She's working herself to death at half a dozen dead-end jobs for some secret reason she doesn't feel like sharing with me. And I'm going to fix it all. Don't accuse me of caring. She's nothing more than a puzzle to be solved. If I can get her to quit working here, I can finally peel away all those layers. Then I can forget all about the dancing, beer-slinging brunette. Ha! Hold my beer, charming. So that's so funny. I can say this. Lucy Scores knows how to create this kind of like enemies to lovers, if you can say people have enemies in like the real world. I don't like the term enemies to lovers in like contemporary romance because what are your enemies about? You know what I mean? But if someone knows how to do that, it's Lucy Score. She definitely does a good job. I love her writing. You fly through it. And there's nothing better than when she writes a man who cares. Her men are always like such good men. So, I mean, don't get me wrong, I did not like Knox's obnoxiousness, pun intended, but when he cared, and he was amazing. So I'm excited for this one. I do think I have another Lucy Score book in this one, so I can finish the Knock Him Out series and complete it. So we'll see. The next book that I decided to pick up is The Bone Season by Samantha Shannon. I don't know why it has a Target sign on it when it came from the book outlet, but here we are. Maybe they order from Target sometimes. I don't know, but I've heard amazing thing about this series. Like, people have been raving about it, and it's a pretty long series, so I decided to pick up the first book. There were the other books in the series available, so if you guys are interested, you can go and look. Okay, so let's see what this is about. Welcome to Zion, no safer place. The year is 2059. Oh, I love this. I already love this. It is like all the books, fantasy books that I've been reading are books that are like set in the past, and this is like in the future. I'm already hooked. I'm hooked. Okay. The year is 2059. For 2 centuries, the Republic of Zion has led an oppressive campaign against unnaturalness in Europe. In London, Paige Mahoney holds a high rank in the criminal underworld, the right hand of the ruthless White Bender. Paige is a dreamwalker, a rare and formidable kind of clairvoyant. Under Zion law, she commits treason simply by breathing. When Paige is arrested for murder, she meets the mysterious founders of Zion who have designs on her uncommon abilities. If she is to survive and escape, Paige must use every skill at her disposal and put her trust in someone who ought to be her enemy. Okay, is this some, I didn't think this was enemies to lovers. I didn't even think there was a romance in this one. So, is there a romance in this one? Let me know in the comments. Don't let me know in the comments. I don't know. I'm just saying, you know? That sounds interesting though. She's a dream walker. I love that. I love that. Guys, I think this just got bumped up. This got bumped up, and this is now the first book on my TBR. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. This sounded so good though. This sounded amazing. Setting it apart because I'm interested now. Okay, so we have another fantasy. I think this is fantasy, or at least like gothic vibes from what I believe. So this is The Starling House by Alex E. Harrow. In this one, Opal is a lot of things. Orphan, high school dropout, full-time cynic, and part-time cashier. But above all, she's determined to find a better life for her younger brother, Jasper. One that gets them out of Eden, Kentucky, a town remarkable for only 2 things: bad luck and E. Starling, the reclusive 19th century author of The Underland, who disappeared more than 100 years ago. All she left behind were her dark rumors. In her home, everyone agrees that it's best to ignore the uncanny mansion and its misanthropic heir, Arthur. Almost everyone, anyway. Opal has been obsessed with the Underland since she was a child. When she gets the chance to step inside Starling House and make some extra cash for her brother's escape fun, she can't resist. But sinister forces are digging deeper into the buried secrets of Starling House, and Arthur's own nightmares have become far too real. As Eden itself seems to be drowning in its own ghost, Opal realizes that she might finally have found a reason to stick around, and now she'll have to fight. I'm not sure I have any idea what this is about or what's going on here. Listen, it's giving gothic vibes, and one thing that I've realized about myself is if a book gives gothic vibes, I'm here for it. I'm here for it. I'm sat and I'm ready. So it's on the list. All right, final batch of books. Let's see how quickly we can get through all of them because the lighting is starting to go down. It's starting to get late. Okay, so the next book that we have is Not Another Love Song by Julie Soto. I read this book in my last vlog, I believe, so I'm not going to bore you guys with the details, but it is available on Kindle Unlimited and I really enjoyed it. So I was like, okay, I need to have the copy so I can add to my library here, my little book nook. Okay, so I picked this up, but you guys can watch the vlog if you want to get more details about it. Okay, so I noticed that they had a deal on Bloodmark by Tracy Dion. This is the second book in the Legendborn series. I haven't read the first book, so I cannot possibly tell you guys what this is about. And again, this is the second book, so I would be spoiling things for you guys. But I do plan on reading the entire series, and so since I saw there was a deal and a good price for it, I was like, let me pick this up. So I got it. So it'll be available when I am ready to pick up that series. I did tell you guys that I had another Lucy Score book that I ordered, and it is Things We Left Behind. It is part of the Knock 'em Out series, and this is the last book that I have to read. So I was definitely excited to pick it up and complete the series right there on my shelf. I believe that this one is about Lucien, and it is also about Sloane, which is the librarian. We've met her in the first book. In the second book, they definitely seem to have an animosity. It looks like they grew up together, but somewhere along the lines things went wrong. So let's see what this is about. Lucien Rollins is a lean, mean, vengeance-seeking mogul. On a quest to erase his abusive father's mark on the family name, he spends every waking minute pulling strings and building his empire. The more money and power he gains, the safer he feels. Except when it comes to one feisty small town librarian. Bonded by an old, dark secret from the past and their current mutual disdain, Sloane Walton trusts Lucien about as far as she can throw his designer-suited body. When bickering accidentally turns to foreplay, the flames are fanned, and it's impossible to put them out again. But with Sloane more than ready to start a family and Lucien refusing to even consider the idea of marriage and kids, these enemies to lovers are stuck at an impasse. Until Lucien learns the hard way that leaving Sloane is impossible, the very least he can do is keep her safe. What? No. Am I gonna like this? I don't know. Like, the first and second book, all they do is bicker and hate each other. How do they go from I absolutely hate you to I want kids and babies, but you won't commit? And the same freaking book. Like, I thought this book was going to be about them like finding resolution for why they had like this bickering thing going on, not about him not wanting to settle down. Oh, this is so, I don't know. This sounds very interesting. It seems like a lot of things are going to be packed in this one book. And somehow also this seems smaller than the second book, which is fine because this is pretty large, but we'll see. So I read one book by Annabelle Monaghan and fell in love with her writing. I read Summer Romance. Absolutely loved it. And I was like, I need more of her on my shelf. So I picked up Same Time Next Summer. So let's see what this is about. Sam's life is on track. She has the perfect doctor fiancé, Jack. His strict routines are a good thing, really. A great job in Manhattan, unless they fire her, and is about to tour a wedding venue near her family's Long Island beach house. Everything should go to plan. Yet the minute she arrives, Sam senses something is off. Wyatt is here. Her Wyatt. But there's no reason for a 30-year-old engaged woman to feel panicked around the guy who broke her heart when she was 16, right? Yet being back at that beach, hearing notes from Wyatt's guitar float across the night air from next door as if no time has passed, Sam's memories come flooding back. The feel of Wyatt's skin on hers, their night in the tree house, and the truth behind their split. Sam remembers who she used to be, and as Wyatt re-enters her life, their connection is as undeniable as it always was. She will have to make a choice. Like, I have to admit though that these stories are so unrealistic to me. The idea that the person you fell in love with when you were 16 years old is capable of upending your life and completely make you question the fiance you had. Unless this fiance is like horrible, Annabelle, you're gonna have a really hard time making me believe that this makes sense. But a lot of people enjoyed this book though. A lot of people love this book, even though some of them did not love Nora Goes Off Script. So that's why I bought this one instead of Nora Goes Off Script. If I like this one, I will go back and order the first one. Okay, so we'll see. Next book, we have The Kiss Countdown by Etta Easton. So I've heard, again, amazing things. All these books, I've heard amazing things about them. That's why I ordered them, obviously. I only like buying books that I think I'm going to like. Duh. But on this one, we have risk-averse event planner Amory Price is jobless, newly single, and about to lose her apartment. With no choice but to gamble on her shaky startup, the last thing she needs is to run into her smug ex and his new, less complicated girlfriend at Amory's favorite coffee shop. Panicking, she pretends to be dating the annoyingly sexy man she met by spilling Americano all over his abs. He plays along for a price. Half the single men in Houston claim to be astronauts, but Vincent Rogers turns out to be the real deal. What starts off as a one-off lie morphs into a plan. For the 3 months leading up to his mission, Emery will play Vincent's doting partner in front of his loving but overly invested family. In exchange, she gets a rent-free room in his house so she can put every penny towards her struggling business. What Emery doesn't plan for is Vincent's gravitational pull. While her mind tells her a future with this astronaut is too unpredictable, her heart says he's exactly what she needs. As their time together counts down, Emery must decide if she'll settle for the safe life or shoot for the stars. Okay, with the astronaut and space puns. Like, I hope the whole book is not based on that, although they're kind of cute in the back, but I don't want the whole book to be about let's shoot for the stars, let's count down. You know what I mean? But we'll see. I've heard great things about this. I heard this is a very sweet romance and it's done really well. And I do like a fake dating romance. So sounds like right up my alley. Next book is The Neighbor Favor by Christina Forrest. This one was recommended to me by my really good friend Jenna, and so I do have it on good authority that this is a really good one. And I also have seen really great reviews about this one and also the series in general, so I'm really excited. So we have shy, bookish, and admittedly awkward Lily Green has always felt inadequate compared to the rest of her accomplished family who strive for Black excellence. She dreams of becoming a children's book editor, but she's been frustratingly stuck in the nonfiction division for years without a promotion in sight. Lily finds escapism in her correspondence with her favorite fantasy author, and what begins as two lonely people connecting over email turns into a tentative friendship and possibly something else Lily won't let herself entertain until he ghosts her without a word. I don't like a ghoster. I don't like a ghoster. He's gonna have a lot of explaining to do. Months later, Lily is still crushed, but she's determined to get a hold of her life, starting with finding a date to her sister's wedding. And the perfect person to help her is Nick Brown, her charming, attractive new neighbor, who she feels drawn to for reasons she can't explain. But little does she know, Nick is an author, her favorite fantasy author. Nick, who has his reason for using a pen name and pushing people away, soon realizes that the beautiful, quiet girl from down the hall is the same Lily he fell in love with over email months ago. Okay, we already know that he fell in love with her. Okay. Unwilling to complicate things even more between them, he agrees to set her up with someone else, though this simple favor between two neighbors is anything but. Not when he can't get her off his mind. Okay, I like this. I like it when we already know ahead of time that the man is down bad. Okay, good. I also picked up the second book in the series. I know, what if I don't like the first one? But because this one was recommended by my friend, I have like really a good feeling about it. So I was like, let me go ahead and pick up the second book. And so in this one, we're following another sister, which is Violet Green. To Violet Green, fashion is everything. As a successful celebrity stylist, she travels all over the world living out her dreams. Professionally, she's thriving, but her personal life is in shambles. After surviving a very public breakup with her ex-fiancé 6 months ago, Violet is now determined to focus on her career. But life hints her something, or rather someone, that might derail everything. Xavier Wright did not expect to run into his high school girlfriend, Violet, the girl he once thought he'd marry, on a birthday trip to Vegas. As a high school teacher and a basketball coach, he rarely leaves his New Jersey hometown. So what were the chances? Okay, New Jersey. I live in New Jersey, so this is going to be fun. But when the initial shock wears off, they decide to celebrate together. They feel young and reckless as they party the night away, and reckless they clearly were when the following morning they wake up beside each other with rings on their fingers. Their impulsiveness might be a blessing in disguise though, when they realize that both of their careers could benefit from the marriage. So they play the part of a blissfully wedded couple. Yet when their passion comes hurling back, they realize their feelings are just as real as when they were teens. But are their lives too different to stick it out? Or will they finally get a happy ending? Okay, so we have another childhood lovers. Can we even say childhood lovers? That sounds so crazy. Childhood boyfriend and girlfriend reunited, connecting again. So we'll see. Okay, so the next book that we have is Jesta Hastings' Daisy Hate. I don't know anything about this book. This is the second book in the Magnolia Park series, I believe. I do have the Magnolia Parks book, the first one, and people hate or love this series. Like, it's like complete opposite. There's no one that I feel like is truly in the middle, and I don't know where I'm going to fall. But even people who love the series sometimes do not like Magnolia Parks, but they like Daisy Hate. So I decided that I'm going to order the second book just in case I fall into that corner that I hate the first book, but want to at least still give it a try and read Daisy Hate and then see if I like that one. But I don't know what this is about, and I will go into it blind because it seems like this is drama. From every time that I hear people speak about this series, it's always, this is Gossip Girl, but in London. Like, this is the vibe. So it's fine. We're going to go with the vibes. So I ordered this one. Okay, so the next book that we have is The X Hex by Erin Sterling. This is supposed to be a witchy story. I may save this one for spooky season for Halloween. We'll see. But we are following, let's say, Reese and Vivian. Okay, so 9 years ago, Vivian Jones nursed her broken heart like any young witch would. Vodka, whippy music, bubble baths, and a curse on the horrible boyfriend. Sure, Vivi knows she shouldn't use her magic this way, but with only an orchard hayride, scented candle on hand, she isn't worried it will cause him anything more than a bad hair day or two. That is until Reese Penhallow, descendant of the town's ancestors, breaker of hearts, and annoyingly just as gorgeous as he always was, returns to Gravesglen, Georgia. What should be a quick trip to recharge the town's ley lines and make an appearance at the annual fair turned disastrously wrong. With one calamity after another striking Reese, Vivi realizes her silly little hex may not have been so harmless after all. Suddenly, Gravesglen is under attack from murderous wind-up toys, a pissed-off ghost, and a talking cat with some interesting things to say. Vivi and Reese have to ignore their off-the-charts chemistry to work together to save the town and find a way to break the breakup curse before it's too late. That sounds so silly and so cute. I cannot wait. I think I'm going to save this for spooky season though. We'll see. Okay, I have been loving Kennedy Ryan. I've read Before I Let Go and This Could Be Us and loved both books. Cannot wait for Can't Get Enough that is supposed to come out in May. So I decided that in the meantime, I will go ahead and purchase from her backlist and start reading that. And I picked up Real. And this one, we're following Neva Sent. Neva Sent is ready for the spotlight. After months as an understudy, this is her night to shine. She never imagined he would watch in the audience. Cannon Holt. Famous film director, fascinating, talented, fine. Before she can catch her breath, everything is changing. Neva goes from backstage Broadway to center stage Hollywood, from being unknown to having her name on everyone's lips when Cannon casts her in a star-studded Harlem Renaissance biopic. But forbidden attraction, scandal, and circumstances beyond Neva's control soon put her dream in jeopardy. Could this one shot, the role of a lifetime, the love of a lifetime, cost her everything? Okay, that sounds sexy and interesting. Can't wait to read that one. I love me some Kennedy Ryan. I love her writing. So I know this is going to be good. This is going to be amazing. I know that. Okay, so the next book that we have is Throne of the Fallen by Kerry Maniscalco. I did read the first book in the Kingdom of the Wicked series. Really enjoyed it. Haven't continued the series yet, but plan on doing that. And I do hear that this one follows the other Princes of like Hell stories. And this is about Prince Envy story. So the Prince of Envy has never claimed to be a sin, but when a cryptic note arrives signaling the beginning of a deadly game, he knows it will take more than a hint of sin to win and save his fallen demon court. Though none of his meticulous plans prepare him for her, the frustrating artist who ignites his sin like no other. The problem with Scoundrel is that they haven't a modicum of honor, a fact Miss Camilla Antonius learned after one of Waverly Green's most notorious rakes attempts to blackmail her. To avoid a ruinous scandal, Camilla must enter a devil's bargain with Envy, unaware his game will awaken her true nature. Together, Envy and Camilla embark on a perilous journey through the underworld, from glittering demon court to the sultry vampire realm and beyond, while trying to avoid the most dangerous trap of all, falling in love. Okay, so I do think that her writing is really nice and the way she weaves her stories are interesting. So I will give this one a try and see. Okay, so second to last book is If We Were Villains by M.L. Rio. This one is supposed to be dark academia. I don't know much about it, and I think this one I actually want to go into it blind. I think this is supposed to be about Shakespeare. Yes, I do think like there's Shakespeare involved and someone is going to die, but I don't know much, and I think this is one of those that I don't want to know anything. I want to be surprised by the plot and the story, but I've heard great reviews about it, so I went ahead and picked it up once I saw the price, because I think this was like maybe $5 or something, or maybe not more than $7. So I picked it up, but I want to go into it blind, so I'm not going to read it with you guys. Okay. And then the final book that I picked up, I'm going to be really honest with you guys. I don't know when I'll ever read this book. Look at this brick. Look at this brick. Okay. This will probably take me so long to read. I will probably have to read it in batch or throughout an entire month, to be honest. But I really wanted to pick it up for whatever reason. I've heard great things about it also. Samantha Shannon's writing seems to be really, really good. So you know what? If after I read The Bone Season and I really like it, I may pick this up. But what this is about is the Priory of the Orange Tree. And it looks like the House of Barrettnet has ruled Innis for 1,000 years. Still unwed, Queen Sabran, the ninth, must conceive a daughter to protect her realm from destruction, but assassins are getting closer to the door. Ead Durian is an outsider at court. Though she has risen to the position of lady-in-waiting, she is loyal to a hidden society of mages. Ead keeps a watchful eye on Sabran, secretly protecting her with forbidden magic. Across the Dark Sea, Tane has trained to be a dragon rider since she was a child, but she's forced to make a choice that could see her life unravel. Meanwhile, the divided East and West refuse to parley, and forces of chaos are rising from their sleep. Did you guys get anything from this? I didn't get anything. The only thing that I got from this is that some people are dragon riders, which sounds very interesting. Interesting enough to pick up recently. Maybe not. Look at this. But interesting enough that if I'm ever in the mood for dragons, this will be available on the shelves and ready to go. Okay, so this is the last book for this book haul, guys. The sun has already set. It is starting to get dark. I have a lot of books now on my TBR. Am I on a book buying bend again? No, I am absolutely not, because the month of May is about to be crazy. There's so many good books that are coming out in May, and I am not committing to a book buying ban because I will be buying those. I will be in line for Can't Get Enough. I will be in line for Rewind It Back. I will be in line for so many of those books. But I think this is the last of my book hauls for at least another couple months. Maybe for my birthday I will splurge again, but for now I think I have a lot of books, and now I have to rearrange my little book nook and see like how I'm going to set up everything. But thank you so much, you guys, for sticking around and going through that entire process with me. Let me know which books you guys have already read, which one you guys would recommend, you would want me to start with, which ones you guys want to see in a vlog. I really would appreciate that kind of help. And you guys already know the deal. Please like, subscribe, and share, and I will see you guys on the next video. Bye!